Excuse me, sir. If I'm so talentless, then how come I can do this? Eek.
Is this what ladies mean at the moment when they say that I am the table? And they, you know, is that what they mean, guys? Because I don't think that that's going to cut it. Let's take a look at this next clip.
And I was like, if any guy buys the lingerie in my cart, I will let you see me in them in person. So I filled my cart up. Mind you, I had bought it like as soon as I filled it up. But my cart ended up being like maybe $268 for the lingerie. So I ended up having like, I want to say 13 or 14 guys be like, hey, did anyone buy it yet? Did anyone buy it yet? So I'd be like, nope, still sitting there. So obviously like I took a screenshot of my cart, not bought yet. Because guys want to think they're the only ones doing it. So yeah, like 12 guys ended up cash apping me like the amount for my cart. And then I just sent them all the exact same pictures and it was done. And yeah, so now I have a bunch of cute lingerie and I ended up making like what, maybe $1,500 off of nothing.
And these are the same ladies that will turn around and complain about the fact that they live in an oppressive society. Men are literally out here giving them everything that they want. Like she just said there, she made $1,500 or something like that. We got lots of guys out here who will bend the knee and do whatever they can for a girl. It's ridiculous. And then you've got these exact same girls that'll turn around and say, oh, women are oppressed. We have it so rough. Dating is difficult. It really isn't. They're living on recruit difficulty. Okay, anyone who tells you otherwise just has no idea what they're talking about. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video. And on today's show, guys, we're going to be running through a couple of videos and some stories if we have time. So as always, leave your comments and your thoughts as we go through. We got a bit of an interesting one here today. And we're going to start off with this man's story. But before we do, guys, make sure you subscribe on your way in. And just a quick announcement, both the locals and the Discord links will be in the description. YouTube is not a fan of our channel at the moment, guys. They have sent us a warning. We don't know why. They just sent us a warning. Great communication, YouTube. But the links for those are both free to join and they are in the description, guys. So if anything happens to the channel, you will be notified if you join those things. Locals has a support option over there, but it's not necessary at all to go and join, guys. So like I said, the link for those is below the video. But we're going to listen to this man's story first and kick it off here.
Lady at a restaurant called Mariachi's. Nice little Mexican food restaurant that was close to both our houses. So when she shows up, the first thing I thought was, I got catfish. Because she looks nothing like the pictures that's on her profile. The second thing I thought was, she must be pregnant because she had a pot belly. And it didn't go with her figure. So we sit down at the table and she keep complimenting my looks. But I can't compliment her back because she wasn't attractive.
And how many of you guys have been in a situation like this? You know, we pointed out at the start of this video, ladies will say dating is hard. Meanwhile, they'll get 15 guys who will cash app them, right? But men are out here struggling for dates. Like if you're the average man and you use Tinder, you better believe you're going to be ghosted on left, right, and center. Okay? And then you finally get a date, man, and it'll be some girl who has just totally catfished you. And the funny part about that is if you say anything about it, like you say, oh, well, you know, you catfish me or whatever, you're a terrible, evil, rude, M-word man. Okay? But if you turn around and lie about your height, or you lie about your income, oh, goodness me. Notice how it always seems to be the man's fault, guys. Like, you go on a date and you don't like the girl, oh, you're the M-word. You don't like women. Right? Or if you... But the other way around is totally fine. If you lie about your income or you lie about your height, oh, shock, horror, terrible guy. I mean, I'm sure many of you have been in this situation of just being outright catfished.
At all. And she was also two different colors. Her arms, her chest, and her neck was dark skin, but her face was light skin. She has...
Dude, I always find that so funny. It's like girls will spend hours doing it and they don't even like contour it properly, you know? I know exactly what he's talking about, and you guys probably do too, where they're literally like different shades because they're not contouring correctly yet. Man, it's crazy.
So much goddamn makeup on, I didn't know who I was on a date with. And I can tell she didn't have no hair because she had a part in her wig that was like this far apart. Now, it's too early for Halloween, but she came dressed in a costume any way. But I digress. Let me continue with the story.
I like this guy, man. This is the first video I've seen from him, but funny guy, right? And you've got to laugh about it at a certain point. It's like these girls will literally outright lie to you. Now, am I saying that every girl is going to lie about their appearance? No. Okay, you'll get guys coming to this channel. Taylor's saying all girls are trash. Taylor's saying all girls lie to you. It's like, guys, relax it. Okay. There are girls out here who are perfectly normal people, alright? But what I'm trying to highlight is there are commonalities between behavior. Girls will commonly lie about their appearance. They will commonly put on makeup so that they look different. You know, we'll go over Reddit articles all the time, and make no mistake, guys, I'm not cherry-picking Reddit articles and these stories. These ones are not my videos, like this is a compilation, granted. But these videos, man, they're not hard to find. I can go to the front page of like r/relationship advice and within 20 seconds find a story that falls perfectly in line with what I'm trying to communicate here on the channel. It's really not that hard. So all those guys coming on the channel saying, "Oh, Taylor, you're talking so terribly about women." No, it is common practice, for example, to use makeup. It is common practice to date up. Am I saying that all girls are trash? No. Okay, lots of girls out here, completely normal people. Okay, but to assume that there are no dangers, especially when we talk about marriage and relationships, man, it's like relationships and marriage are a huge risk to you in many different ways. So it's good to know about this stuff. But let's continue with this man's story. And I like this. What is this earring, by the way? It's kind of wild.
So we order our food, right? I'll order myself a vegan fajita. But the first thing she orders is this big ass margarita. And then she tried to order me one. And I said, nah, I'm good. I don't drink outside of my house. But the real reason I didn't want to drink because I didn't want anything changing my inhibitions. Because I didn't want to wake up with that in the morning. Hell no.
And that's a very true thing. Okay, not necessarily just waking up with the girl. I mean, a lot of people want to pretend it as though it's the girls who have to be scared at walking home alone at night. You know, we as men, we have health concerns as well. We have safety concerns as well. And for some reason, it's just totally treated like a joke. You know, guys, sometimes I pop over to Fresh and Fit and I give their channel a bit of a watch. And I'll be honest, there's only so much I can watch and tolerate at a time. You know, I make these videos myself as well with you guys. So we see this stuff all the time. There's only so much I can tolerate. I like to have other things to do in the day. Like I'm looking forward to going to the gym after this, doing some deadlifts. But, you know, I tuned into Fresh and Fit the other day, man. And there was a girl that was touching Myron on the show, and he asked her to stop. And then he just got shamed to hell, and they thought it was like some sort of joke or him just being nitpicky that he didn't want to be touched. Like, we as guys, we have standards too. Okay? We don't want to be touched sometimes. And like, you can laugh and you can giggle that off, haha, men, you know, men are just insecure or whatever, but like, men have safety concerns too. A lot of this stuff happens to men as well. And it happens in greater numbers to men. Like, I don't know, man. Like, any girl that tries to shame you about this sort of stuff is crazy. And I actually have the same rule as this guy. I really just don't drink, guys. Like, I just straight up don't. Especially going out and stuff like that. A lot of times it's just, yeah, it's just not worth. You run into a lot of crazy people.
No. So I really want this to be over with because I am not enjoying myself. And she's one of those that want to talk and tell me all her motherfucking problems about all the shit going on with her other baby daddies and shit. Our food finally come and I'm trying my best to eat fast, right? So I can pay this bill, get in my car and go to home. I take a good 3 bites and this girl take the fork that she was just eating with and put it in my plate to taste some of my food. When I tell you that I got so goddamn upset, I pushed the plate away and I look back, I say, why the hell would you do that? And I didn't say it nice. I asked her, why the hell would you do that? Why would you put your nasty fork in my plate? So I'm livid. I'm mad. Because if you know me, I don't do like that. I don't share food. You ain't finna put your nasty fork in my plate. Don't ask me for the If you wanted it, you should have ordered the I'm pissed, right? So I call the waiter over and I say, hey, this is gonna be 2 separate checks. I'm gonna go ahead and pay for mine so I can get the hell out of here, right? So she was like, wait, you that mad? Oh, hell, yeah. Who the does that? This is the first time I'm meeting you. You know what I'm saying? And you wanna put your nasty ass fork in my food? Shit.
So something as well that he brought up there was a good point. Like, obviously the fact that she tried to taste his food is just straight up out of line. Like, I don't accept that crap either, guys. Like, really, it's just something else. But something else to talk about there as well is the fact that she was talking about herself and her problems with her baby daddies, right? You've got to understand, gentlemen, I think too many men, and I don't mean this to be like PUA advice or anything like that, but if you're a man who's going out there and you're choosing to date at the moment, don't go out there and make conversations about yourself. Too many guys go on dates and what they want to do is they just want to chat, 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 chat. It's straight up disrespectful to just talk about yourself the entire time. And you'll notice a lot of girls will do this, right? They'll think that what'll happen is girls will receive all this validation, all these attention and DMs. So what they'll think is, oh yeah, well I can just treat any conversation like dirt because he's going to put up with it anyway. And they're just going to talk about themselves and talk about themselves. And I don't think we as guys should make that same mistake, man. I don't think that like conversations are a thing where like just talking about yourself the entire time, nobody likes that. And like hell, I'm guilty of it sometimes, guys. People, everyone's guilty of it sometimes, really. But it's just something to watch out for, and it's just so unattractive. Like when girls do that, man, I hate it. Like I really can't stand it. I'm with this guy on that.
When I tell you that she almost got cursed the out, I just left. I left angry. I just left.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I can't blame him. I really can't. But we're going to see what else we've got in here, gentlemen. Any other interesting bits and pieces to talk about. Actually, you know what? We just might jump into some Reddit stories, guys. So make sure you leave your opinions to that man's story, your experiences as well. I know that he's not the only one who has gone through stuff like that. It is incredibly common. But we're going to pull up an article here momentarily. Yes, and our favorite subreddit, guys, our absolute favorite subreddit, retweeted, I don't know what you'd call this, posted this tweet here that says, men form bonds on Twitter by making up scenarios about rich and famous men, like I heard his child support was $1 million bajillion, and then they all pretend it could be them and cry together and hold themselves close. Notice how like any kind of concern that you have as a man, whether that be a safety concern, whether that be a fiscal, monetary concern or anything like that, it's just kind of dismissed. Oh, that'll never happen to you because you're a man. I mean, we got plenty of guys in the comments over here that watch this show, and they'll tell you, right? Divorce courts, it can be anyone. Okay, hell, if you think it isn't going to be you, the likelihood of it being you is literally increased. Okay, and I'm not saying all girls will do this, gentlemen, but what happens is naive people kind of, like, they line themselves up to be used. You get what I'm saying? And men are actively encouraged to be naive. And whenever we compare notes on this stuff, like, that man's story that we were just watching, and how I was saying that I'm sure a lot of us have similar stories where a girl is catfished or just been straight up disrespectful on a date. It's like these things do happen to men. Like they absolutely do, and we're just shamed when we talk about it. Oh, you're the M word, or you're this or that. Guys, not all women engage in this crappy behavior that I have on the channel. Granted. Okay, but it's important to note that there are commonalities that you can learn from, and that it's good to be on the lookout for these sorts of things. I think that vetting partners, both men and women, is something that people should be doing. And hell, people are just going around here having all sorts of fun, which is cool if you're into that. But just understand that like relationships in general, particularly long-term ones, man, they come with some heavy penalties if you don't know what you're doing. But we're going to jump into another post right here, and this is an absolutely beautiful piece. It is titled, Breakup Reminder. Here we go. You can end a relationship for any reason, because you're bored, because you're tired, because you fell out of love, because you want something different, because you're focusing on school or on work, because you want to focus on you, because you don't want a relationship, because you want a relationship with someone else. You don't have to wait until you're drowning in your tears to consider a breakup. You don't have to wait until you're truly unhappy. You don't have to wait until the A word escalates. If you want to end it now, then end it. The blah blah blahs found this and they're not happy. Keep crying, boys. At least we end things instead of stringing you along. And remember, girls, any reason is valid. If you're no longer into him, kick him to the curb. And hey, guys, this is exactly what we were talking about a second ago. It applies to marriage. They can literally do this. Oh, because you're bored, because you're tired, because you fell out of love. Hell, just end that marriage. And here's the really funny part about it as well. Like, she literally just told on herself. Let's have a look at this, right? So she's saying that men found this post here and they aren't happy about it. Now let's have a look at this sentence right here. At least we end things instead of stringing you guys along. What she's saying here is, I'm the type of girl to get stringed along for months with no commitment. You see, when we talk about on this channel, guys, what they'll do is they'll take the subset of men that they chase and they'll think that it applies to all of the men. Like, you'll get men out here, like we showed it an earlier episode. You know, men will literally buy them anything, take them on dates and stuff like that. Oh, but because they don't want those guys and they want the a-holes, they're going to judge all of the nice guys as a-holes. It's completely hilarious, right? It's just, it's so backwards, the logic there. And the fact that she just tells on herself is hilarious. But I haven't read the comments yet, so you know what? We're just going to risk it and see what other people have to say, because I'm interested to see. I wish I knew this and internalized it years ago. Ugh, tell me about it. I waste 2 years on a man baby after I moved in with him. I'm glad it wasn't more, but 5 years later, I still suffer from some of the effects of this relationship that lasted way longer than it should. These girls, man, who do this stuff, let's talk about this in particular. I wish I knew this and internalized it years ago. You know the reason why these ladies say this? Is because they are often in relationships, or situationships more often than not, when men are just not interested in them. They'll treat them like an option. They'll treat them like an expendable option. And that's how the majority of women treat the majority of men. You see, it's like they can't see it, because what they're doing is they're specifically going out and chasing the guys who will engage in this sort of behavior. Let's keep looking. If you're not attracted to him anymore, break up. Do not give in to sunk cost fallacy. No breakup reason is petty when the long-term goal is a supportive partnership. Man, I can't with this subreddit, man. It's something else. Look at this. I need to get this tattooed, and tattooed is in all caps. And I mean, if you're not attracted to him anymore, just break up. Guys, if you didn't know this, maybe you're new to the channel and you just clicked on this video and now you're down a bit of a damn rabbit hole here. This sentence, if you're not attracted to him anymore, girls can literally lose attraction for you from day to day. They really can, because it depends on your words. It depends on, you know, you might lose your job, you might have a rough time and start opening up to her about your feelings and all this kind of crap. Anything can cause this. So hey guys, if the ladies want out of marriage, they can do that now, by the way. If girls are not attracted to you, they can just dip out of marriage whenever the hell. You don't owe them anything. You don't have to justify your reasons to anyone. Hell yeah, guys. What even is accountability? Who needs that? Right? I'm just going to engage in crappy actions and ain't nobody hold me accountable. But we've got a bit of a funny one actually here. And you know, we go to this subreddit often, guys. It's a fantastic source of content for the channel. But you know, everyone, right? We're going to have to hold in the laughter, because this one is actually genuinely funny. All right, now let's have a look at this, okay? And there's a kicker at the end, right? So it is titled, In a Happy Relationship with My Twin Flame and Wanted to Share. So I met my twin flame this year and we are so happy together. I wanted to share some of the signs as to how I knew we shared this soul connection. Sign number 1, instant recognition. From the moment we met, I knew that we belonged together. They trusted me right from the beginning, even though they really had a hard time trusting. Synchronicity and similarities. I found out we have a ton of things in common, especially about our pasts. We've both been abandoned by those who are supposed to care for us the most. Sign 3. Amplified insecurities and doubts. I've always worried I may be too selfish to be a mother one day, and that fear is really amplified with them. Sign 4. Feeling drawn to the person. Some may really think it's unhealthy or obsessive that they're all around me all the time, but I know they're just drawn to me because we have a special connection. They've never been like this with anyone else. Then cry when I go out with friends, and sometimes they even get destructive while I'm gone, but this shows how strong their feelings are for me. Sign number 5, the relationship is turbulent. Sometimes I'm the center of their world, but sometimes they ignore me and it's like I don't exist. I never know what I'm going to get with them. It keeps things exciting. Sign number 6, they push you to be and do better. I feel like I have to be more respectable, more patient person for them. And sign number 7, you feel like a hero to them. People tell me I save them all the time. I know I have. They might not even be here if it wasn't for me. And guys, you may be thinking, who is this character? They certainly sound very interesting. Who could have all of these qualities? And if you click on this link here that says here's a picture of the person in question. And the reason this is so funny is not because the ladies, the ladies think it's funny for one reason, but we think it's funny for another reason. Okay, because this is what the future looks like for these girls. Like, really. And, say what you will about different animals, guys. I personally am not a fan of cats. I like dogs infinitely better. I think dogs are a fantastic animal. I'm not a fan of cats, guys. I'm not a cat person at all. But the fact of the matter is, like, you can read this as satire if you want, but girls will literally aim for relationships where, let's have a look at this one. Where is it? Like, where stuff like this is in it, where the girl never knows if she's the center of your universe or not, and that'll actually draw her in, ironically enough. So even if they're saying this out of irony, it's just so funny, man, that the fact that girls who write these posts and kind of link the cat as the picture, more often than not, the cat is the future. So I just thought that was really funny for you to share with you guys. And we might wrap it up with one last quick little story here. And this isn't so much of a story as it is a discussion, okay? And the title is Breakfast for the First Date. I 100% subscribe to the no coffee or walk date philosophy, you know, because we have to open up our wallets. You know, first thing, in order to even have a shot with these ladies, guys, we have to open up our wallets, show that we care, you know, that we're good men, that we're ready and willing to provide for them. Otherwise, we're just not good men. You already know how it is. Can we discuss a high quality, leisurely breakfast with the prayer hands? Hear me out. I really am better in the morning. Alcohol is less likely to be a part of the picture. It's light out and bonus easy to get away with meeting friends. Plus, I think the expectation of fun is far lower. Lastly, breakfast is seriously my favorite meal to eat out. Again, not coffee or McDonald's, an honest to goodness date, but for brunch slash breakfast. Sit down meal, no buffet. Classy. What do you all think? Is it a pick-me-isha to prefer a breakfast first date? Guys, I just want you to notice, like, how this is laid out, okay? And am I saying all girls do this? No, okay? But girls who typically get older and they ask the question, where are all the good men I'm struggling with dating? What they'll do is they'll set up dynamics like this, okay? And they'll go, okay, well, in order for a man to even qualify, he needs to put money down, and I'm going to put nothing down. Even if the date goes great, I'm not going to have fun with him for 5 months, despite the fact that I've had fun with many men early in my 20s, on the first date that I've met them and they didn't have to pay a dime. But you know what? I have standards now, so he's going to have to come along and he's going to have to pay for dates and do all this crap in order to even have a shot at my Royal Highness. He's going to have to do those things, which, you know, don't be falling for this crap, guys. Like, really, just don't be doing it, okay? But let's have a look at some of these people's responses. It's always... I always like to see what people have to say about this stuff, particularly the ones that are involved in these type of communities where they actually believe this stuff. So let's have a look. I once had a fancy brunch date as a first date. It was one of the nicest hotels in the city, which is famous for its restaurant. It's very common for locals to eat at the restaurant or go to one of the bars. Turns out he'd reserved a room and suggested we continue the date there. Sigh. Generally, I do think brunch is a nice idea for the same reasons you gave. And these girls are so mad, man. So frustrated. Ew. Jesus Christ. I also prefer dates during the day as it removes the expectation for fun or that weird time afterwards. Gentlemen, if you're going out here and you're casually dating, I would strongly encourage you not to organize dates for during the day. Like, if you're meeting with friends and whatever the case may be, like, go whenever the hell you want, right? But if you're meeting with a girl and your intention is fun and you know that she likes you and not to use this very terrible word, but the vibe is good, right? You know that the situation is going to go well for you. Don't be organizing it during the day. All right, like, it's a really stupid idea, because what these girls will do, they'll say, "Oh, thank you for the meal," and then they'll give you a peck on the cheek and then head home, and you'll text her, and then she's never going to respond to you until she needs another meal. You know. Goodness me, man. But anyway, I think we're going to leave it there, guys. I'm going to get to some deadlifts. As always, if you enjoyed, guys, make sure you leave your thoughts below. If you disagree with anything I've said, feel free to do so in the comments. That is what they're there for. As always, a couple of quick announcements. Make sure you come and join the Discord link in the description if you haven't already, along with the Locals. Both of those are totally free to join. If you're interested in supporting the channel, Locals has a support option, but it is not required at all, guys. I'm just happy you gentlemen like the videos and you like to watch. Anything else I needed to mention? I don't think so. Oh yeah, subscribe if you're new or if you like the video, and I think we're going to call it there, gentlemen. So as always, take care of yourselves, and I will see you boys in the next one. Peace.